Hello, dear ones. It's Stacy, also known as Star Mother, and I'm actually talking about the new consciousness as we're moving into 2022. So basically, we're going through a shift. Everybody's pretty much aware of that. We're going through the great shift. So we have to ask ourselves, how are we going to shift in our consciousness? So I suggest, as an armchair tantric who has enlightened tantric lineage, and it's a magical thing. It's a magical thing. So it's an energy. Okay. So scientists are trying to figure it out. They pretty much determined that everyone's connected. That is correct. We're all one being. We're all here. We're all one being. Some people are more distorted than others. But as the consciousness shifts of Gaia, the inhabitants of Earth also need to shift and become more conscious. So I'm going to discuss with you we're going to say this is a channel, but it's also me. It's not like I'm a channel. I'm actually just awakening as we all are. Okay, as we all are, and I'm just able to articulate this right now. Okay, so basically, we're going into a new level of consciousness. Now, if I were to boil it down, I would say we've been in linear consciousness for some time, and now we're going into nonlinear, more quantum. Okay, so this is more, instead of thinking I need to go to A to Z to build the house, it's going from a place of, hey, here's an issue, here's something we have to solve, and then just solving it. Okay, so we're going to have a lot of inventions. A lot of people are going to just be able to create things that will benefit humanity. So we're here to benefit humanity, to lead with compassion, wisdom, and most of all, love. But the key thing, and why I'm mentioning it first, because this is just it. If you don't have this, you don't have any of it. You have to have faith in the new consciousness. We have to have faith. I have to have faith. And that's basically ourself and our relationship to Mother Earth, because it doesn't matter how we orient spiritually. All of us have a relationship with our Mother Earth. So faith in the new consciousness, number one thing. Okay, that's the number one attribute to the new consciousness. So if you're stuck in victimhood, blaming, shaming, all of that stuff is the old consciousness. That's actually going to be recycled. So we're going to see a lot of power systems drop, and they will be rebuilt with love, compassion, wisdom. Okay. So, but if you don't get the, first foundation of it, the faith, whatever your faith is, okay, because fear is not working. We're going into love. Okay. Now there's some people that will never get out of the fear, and that's just the way it's going to be, and they might die that way. But that's, we cannot focus on that and the suffering. We have to focus on what we do want. And we have to work together because we're like one being, okay? And I think we all care about our children, right? So that's the foundation, faith, hope. And it's not like, hey, women and children, we're going to just put it over to you because you're the next generation, good luck. We all need to take action and not be complacent, okay? Second, change, okay? So it's like we're at Hogwarts. I think I mentioned that last time. It's like, hey, you're a wizard, you're a witch, you're a priestess, you're a priest, whatever you want to call yourself. You're a holy, sacred being. You're a holy and sacred, multidimensional being, okay? So change is the second. So first of all, hey, we're a magical being. We're going to Hogwarts. When we get home from class every day, the stairs move, right? So it's different. Everything changing all the time. So flow consciousness is really important. There's a book on that. It's called Flow. If you want to read that, that's a great description of spiritual flow consciousness. So just that's the normal. Change is the normal. Okay. So we got to be able to have an inner peace and flow with the consciousness, and basically be good at receiving. We're receiving. Okay. So the hardest thing to do is, darlings, is receive love, but you have to open up to receive love. Okay. And the third level of consciousness is compassion. So this is a big, big, big part of the new consciousness. So compassion for oneself, compassion for families and friends, people that you love. And that means not being reactive or not being too judgmental of yourself, because we grew up in the old consciousness, and it takes a while to shake that off. Okay. So that's what next year is about. Just let it shake off, because we all we all about love. We're just love. That's it. So shaking it off. Okay. So, and this is like everything's turning upside down. We're going from a system based on greed, guilt, shame, not good enoughness, and violence. Okay. Okay. My children were part of a school lockdown on Friday, and one of my twin girls was in the closet and the other one was on the floor. Okay. So I don't need to say any more than that, do I? Okay. We don't want that for our children, do we? Okay. So we have to take action. So we're moving into a new level of consciousness. You have to receive, be open, and receptive. Okay. So meditation is great for this. Receptivity. Taking in love. Okay. So now a lot of religions will say, hey, love your neighbor like you love yourself. But the challenge is we never learned how to love ourselves. Okay. So it's a faith that comes from the inside out. No one's going to do it for you. It's not an outside in judgmental male God. It's a mother. It's a mother. Okay. So I maybe like a example of that. Like we have a lot of examples of amazing mothers here. It's just that we don't value the sacred feminine in our culture, and it's very out of balance, which is why we have some of the stuff we're going on. But we all have to access that. And it's not just a feminine energy, it's an energy in all of us. We call it Shakti. Okay. Everyone has it. Everyone is equal. We are one. Okay. Okay. That's 3. Number 4, spiritual insight. Okay. Intuition, the clairs. Hopefully you know what the clairs are. Clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience. You have a feeling, trust your gut, that sort of thing. Those are normal human abilities. Okay. So humans are only using a very small fraction of their level of consciousness. We're moving into a new one. So get on board with your intuition. If you are getting messages from your body, your third eye, whatever you want to call it, Jesus, go with it. Trust it. As long as it feels like you have a faith in it, like it's just coming to you, which is the new consciousness again. It's actually going to come to you. It's not like forcing it. You don't have to force it. Just flow. Okay. Flow. Again, we're back to flow. Okay. So you are in the universe, darling, and the universe is in you. So it's pretty awesome. Okay. So you go to Dumbledore's office and you see the pensieve and you're like, hey, I can see the future. Okay. That's kind of where we're at with that. I mean, Harry Potter is the perfect thing to watch. Okay. And then, of course, if the universe is in you, you want to manifest. You want to think about, this is the compassionate action thing. Okay. So we think about the highest outcome for humanity. We think about equality, love, compassion, and action. We are dismantling. We are dismantling the weapons. Okay. And I'm calling on the Shambala Warriors. Okay. You are the ones. There's many of us. We're all over. Okay. Maybe we're not, we're a very small percentage of the population, but you know who you are, and you are in a place of power to dismantle the weapons in our culture because we have a sick and fucked up culture. Okay. So another part of that would be, okay, maybe we're rebels. Maybe we're, rebels. The government is not going to save us. Okay. People have to stand up. Okay. Number 5. Okay. So manifest what you want. Focus on, this is very tantric, intentional focus. Okay. A lot of us are like 562,000 things, right? I've talked to consultants for the US government and the economic policy, Charles Eisenstein, and a lot of other economist types. I follow many online. The number one thing we can do to uplift all of humanity, which is a low-hanging fruit for equality, the Equal Rights Amendment must be passed. So that would be a 3D group strategy. Okay, that's a good idea because women need to be in the US Constitution and girls, so we can legally protect them. Okay, so protecting our people, that's important because we're acting from love. Okay, so the Equal Rights Amendment, key. Okay, then patience. Okay, so think about it as you make a brew, you're in like, Snape's class and you're making up a brew and you're like, it's not quite right. And, you don't know if you trust him because it may not be, the best person to ask, but you're making up a brew, you're putting it out in the universe. Okay. And now you have to be patient. Okay, so some of us aren't patient. Maybe we complain. Maybe we're victims, whatever. That stuff has to be blown off of you. Okay, blown off, because that's not who you are. Okay, you are pure love. Okay, but we have to be patient, and based on our actions, this can happen slowly or it can happen quickly. And what's happening is Mother Earth is repossessing the house. She's moving, she's in, but she's like, hey, kids, you got to grow up, because you're at Hogwarts now. You're no longer in Muggle school. Okay, so we're graduating from Muggle school. We're going to start using more of our DNA. Okay, we want to help the children and love the children. I think everybody agrees with that. And this is the new consciousness. Okay, so thank you for listening. If you did, congratulations. I try to make it short and sweet. I'm going to call this Easy Peasy Space Force Academy or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, love yourself, love everybody around you. And then the last compassionate action, which is the hardest of all, is love those who you think are doing you wrong. Like, hey, love. I can think of some people that I have some issues around on planet Earth. And I have to be compassionate to know that they're stuck in that old energy, okay? So it's not that they're bad or wrong, it's just that they're stuck in, well, maybe they are wrong, who knows? But they're stuck in, we have choices. That's free will here. They're stuck in the old energy, so we have to be compassionate. Like, we all have family members like that at Christmas, right? You just try to be cool. You're like, hey, what up, right? And you're like, right on. I don't agree with you, but I'm going to have some eggnog with you and, go about my day. I don't know, right? So, okay, those are still human beings. They're part of the one, they're part of us. We have to love them no matter what, and have compassion that they're at a lower level of consciousness, which, we all were. We all have that in us, okay? There's no external enemy, okay? We are our own artist. We are our own art. We are our own savior. We are our own destroyer. So we have to choose, okay? You got to choose the old consciousness or the new consciousness. Being on the fence is not an option. I call for the rise of the Shambala Warriors, and I'll actually be back to do a Christmas story for the solstice. I'm going to read a story that my guru read me, which is really special. And it's called Yes, Virginia, There is a Santa Claus. Okay, so that's it for now. Star Mama signing out. Cheers.